Hello and welcome back to Sophie Loves 10. Today I'm going to do my January wrap up. I honestly can't remember what month we're in. It feels like all the months have mushed into one, or the wintry time. So I've got a few books. I haven't really done very well for January, just like December, because I'm still in this sort of reading slump that I can't get out of. But I am reading books my course now, so I've got quite a few that I'll be reading, so hopefully that'll give me some more books to read. I'm also at the moment putting in £1 per book that I read into my saving jar, so I have got £3 in there at the moment. It's so bad, I know. January has not been a good start, but I'll go through the books I did read so far. So the first one I finished in January was a Cameron Jace book, and this is the second book in his series, and this is Ficklin Insanity. This is the Alice in Wonderland retelling. I'm not sure how I feel about these now. The first one was really, really good, and I was left really, really intrigued by the whole story. And now I'm not so sure how I feel, like how the story's going. I'm not sure whether I want to carry on with them anymore, but I might see what happens. I might get a hankering for the next one that I need it. But at the moment I'm quite happy with finishing with this series at the moment. I think it's going a bit too out there for me, and I'm very, very confused about what's happening with all the characters, which is probably, there's a reason for doing that, but it's just I'm finding it a bit difficult to read, so I might give that one a miss. Next one I read, which was something I'm going to do a comparison video about if you want me to, although I think everyone and their mother has seen Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them and probably read it by now, and that is Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them by J.K. Rowling, which is the screenplay. I actually found this helped me a little bit because I was writing my own play at the time, so I felt the formatting kind of helped with writing my own play, the formatting for that, and I really enjoyed this. A lot of the stuff in here I didn't realise in the film it was done for a particular reason, like some of the stuff I didn't get the references and etc. too. So by reading this I actually now know where the reference is and all the little hidden things, all the little hidden quirks to the story, and it made me enjoy the film even more. And I love the character Credence, and that name is just so good. I felt really sorry for him. That is Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Oh, I think I gave Cameron Jace 3 stars, and this one I think I gave 4 stars, by the way. And then the last one I read, I finished last week. This is the first book for one of my modules, and this is Skits Ruined by Rachel Lichtenstein and Ian Sinclair. Rachel's actually my teacher for this term, and my dissertation tutor. So I read this book. It's one of my first non-fiction books that I read in a while, and I'm not the biggest fan of non-fiction, although I do like it occasionally, but I really enjoyed this because it's basically Rachel found a room. David Rudinsky used to live there, and it was completely untouched, so she thought that there was a story behind it, and she found her own story, and by finding out about her own story, her actual ancestral story, helped her find out about Rudinsky's story. And I found the whole thing really interesting because, as my grandfather's Holocaust survivor, I might have a look into his story more and maybe find out another story that nobody's heard of before. So I really find the whole idea really interesting. And the other two that I'm nearly finished, so I thought I'd mention it now. My Audible pick of the month was The Golem and the Genie by Helen Recker. I've got it on my phone. Oh, if you can see it. There you go. So I'm listening to that, and I'm on like chapter 10 at the moment, so I've got quite a few chapters to go. Chapter 8, I'm not even on chapter 10, and there's 30 chapters, so I've got to carry on listening to that. And Audible have just informed me that my next credit is available, so I'm thinking about what to read for next month. I think it's going to be Caraval, because that looks awesome. I was thinking about that earlier. So if you're interested, but I've got to finish this one first. And I'm also reading for this week, it should have been read. I've only got like 100 or so pages left, so I'm going to read it on the train on the way to university this morning. It's really early in the morning, if anybody's wondering, that's why I'm fresh-eyed, my eyes are all like puffy and stuff. And this is A Child of Jago, I never know how to say this, by Arthur Morrison, and this is another, I'm not entirely sure about this book, like I want to discuss it with my course mates because I'm not entirely sure what Morrison's trying to go for. It's the portrayal of Victorian underclass, and the underworld drew attention to the bleak prospects for children living in such surroundings. It must be fiction. The story's really confusing me, I'm not gonna lie. It's kind of like a bit everywhere, a bit all over the place. Like, you have your main character and then 5 seconds later it's talking about something else, and the chapters are really short, which should help to the structure, but actually it kind of feels like I'm not really getting any story. It's kind of like an overview, but maybe that's what Arthur's going for. But we're going to have to discuss this in class, because again, maybe once I read it everything will come to light, but at the moment I'm not really sure. So that is that one, which hopefully I'll finish soon. I'm also finishing Heartless, hopefully at some point, because I started that ages ago. But because I'm reading a book a week for my course, I am in a little bit of a reading slump when it comes to my own reading. So I really want to do some more reading for myself, but I'm finding it a little bit difficult at the moment. But I shall see how it goes. What are you guys reading for the month of February? I will do a TBR, although my TBR so far have gone really, really badly. I'm going to try and get out of this slump because it's killing me inside. I need to read more. And let me know, we'll talk in the comments, what was your favourite book for January as well. And I'll speak to you all very soon. Bye everyone.